This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses. It's not necessarily super sexy, but I've become quite a big fan of some of the sounds that I've been getting out of the Boss Waza Airs. So I did ask Boss whether I could do some videos with a katana head quite a while ago, and they just came out with this new edition, which is the Katana Artist head, which has some subtle differences, I think, from a normal one. So I wanted to do a video sort of what's the difference and just show some tones from it, and I will be at some stage building a tone set for this as well. Yeah, I've been really enjoying the Waza Air headphones, which has the same models in it, I believe. The main reason that I was excited about this, because I can show you direct tones from a katana quite easily. So, katana head. Honour, precision and artistry, apparently. Right, they have a Boss Katana Artist with a special speaker. Not included, obviously. Right. 100-watt head, power control, normal kind of Boss stuff. So yeah, having gotten used to the sound of some of this stuff from the Boss Waza Airs, I was keen to show you some of the bits that I really like within the Katana series. Not a small head, but you know, pretty serious piece of kit. Can we turn the speakers off, or does it always have to be connected to a speaker? Thought it might be interesting in the first instance to do a video about how this is actually different to a normal Boss Katana. So there's a few little things. One of them is that we've got this tone shaping section where there's actually a global EQ if you want that, and you can have 3 settings that you set up via the app. So there's like green, orange or red. So you could have like a different global EQ, for instance, with certain cabs, or you could have a different EQ if you're going into an FRFR, or you know, if you have a certain recording setup that you know you always like a certain EQ, that's there on the front. And also you've got the contour section there, which has like 3 settings on the dial, which are kind of, I guess, different presets for that sort of EQ thing. Similar sort of thing, but it's mostly affecting kind of like the mid-range. Other things that this one has got, we've got presence, master and solo. So what the solo does is, and this is really handy, something like what you might get on like a Mesa Boogie amp, like a Lone Star, or some of their other amps like the Nomad behind me. Basically you can switch a solo and you can set master or solo volume separately, so that you could give yourself, you know, like a 4 dB boost or whatever, and This is really useful because it means you can get more out of your 4, or in this case 8 presets, because you can have just a dedicated actual volume boost on a switch, which is really handy. We got the 5 normal amp types, also a variation button for each. I think that's a Katana Mark II thing. And then on the back here as well, we've got the air feel setting for our line outs, which is really quite handy. So there's 3 settings for that. You can have record, which is more direct. You can have live, which is less direct, or blend, which is somewhere between the two. But the other really handy thing that I saw in Leon Todd's video, which gives a really good explanation for some of this, is you've got this custom setting, which is essentially like a Boss IR that they've set up, a little thing for this, where you've got 2 memory sections for this, but you can set up mic positioning for this. So you could say on M1, for instance, I want a ribbon mic, I don't know, 3 inches away from the cone and 2 inches away from the grill. On memory 2, you could set up something completely different. You can just switch that on or off. So you've got an off setting, memory 1 and memory 2. That's a really handy little feature. I've got a load box on the top here because before I made this video, I didn't know that you can just put it on standby mode to record direct without having to have a load attached. That's a really neat feature as well. So if you were doing a gig where you knew that you weren't going to be able to run a cab, you could just take the head by itself and not damage it. You just run it in standby mode. Really useful. And equally for like direct recording, I don't even need to have it plugged into a cab. I can just record straight out from it. And that's handy too. It's got 2 16 ohm outputs and 1 8 ohm output. So that's useful to know. And loads of foot switchable stuff on the back. Phones out. And that's about the main sort of things. I need to do a Toneset video for this, but this is just kind of my first thoughts plugging it in and first tones I managed to get out of it. If I go into, for instance, a driven tone, you'll be able to hear exactly what these contour thing does. So again, off. It's like different mid-range frequency. And equally on the back here, I can switch between those mic positions. So this is memory 2. And then off altogether. So some real features in there that do make it a little bit different to the normal Katana. Those are some of the features of the artist. I may have missed some, but I'm going to do some more kind of deep diving into this and build some tones for the Boss Tone Exchange at a later date. I just wanted to show you some of those things and wanted to plug it in for the first time and have a go on it. That's the Boss Katana Artist head. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Cheers.